I don't think it's a buyer's market yet. Some people are already saying it's a buyer's market. Richard Patey has a paid newsletter, and he, in his last email, I think yesterday or anyway, a couple of days ago, he said it's already a buyer's market. And I mean, I don't agree with that based on what I'm seeing. But at the same time, it's probably less of a seller's market as well. So it's like it hasn't fully gone to a buyer's market, but sellers have lost some of their ability to just sell a site like that. And that's mostly because of the Amazon situation. If the Amazon affiliate commissions hadn't done what they just did, I think it would still very much be a seller's market. And that's because the consensus is overwhelmingly that it's going to become a buyer's market and the seller's market is going to end. And what that is creating is a kind of froth among potential buyers. And everyone's like, okay, it's going to become a buyer's market. I'm going to buy. And so that creates so much buying demand that it stays as a seller's market. So it's kind of ironic that, you know, where there's consensus, there's less opportunity. So because everyone assumes it's a great time to buy, that actually means it's not a buyer's market. But then right now, if you're trying to sell an Amazon affiliate site, probably the power is with a buyer. So within the market, it is still, there are these kind of pockets emerging where it's probably not a seller's market. But in like the kind of wider macro view, yeah, I think it still is a seller's market. And what I said, I don't know if I put it in that post or not, but what I've said a lot since that post is I don't know if it will ever fully become a buyer's market, but I think there will become more opportunities where if you have money, there might be one single seller who needs to sell in a pinch, or they've lost their job, you know, they want to sell. So if you're a buyer, you can get a good deal, but like overall, it's still like going to become a selling market. And yeah, I think that is what we're seeing now as well, particularly with people who are trying to sell Amazon sites, hoping that someone hasn't noticed the affiliate changes and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that, and there's also, I guess, on a side note, there's people who want to buy Amazon sites because they just became cheaper for the same numbers of traffic. And so there are some people who either they know something that I don't, or they're just hopeful. But there's a lot of people who want to buy cheap Amazon sites now and then convert the links from Amazon to non-Amazon. And people are assuming that's going to be like a home run. And I'm sort of skeptical about that. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm seeing as well. And I think if someone can crack that strategy, then yeah, that's going to be a great opportunity.
You had some great insights there. One I want to point out is around the buyers versus sellers market. And my wife and I recently bought a home in Colorado. Pretty hot market overall, but you know, it doesn't switch overnight from buyer's market to seller's market because there's a bit of a transition and there's pockets like you said. But, you know, things slowed down. Inventory is a little different. People aren't putting houses on the market, and, you know, it's not a perfect parallel, but you know, the website market is not going to switch. And like you said, if there's a consensus, then everyone's just waiting, and you got to do something a little different to get the good deal. But switching gears to the Amazon stuff, I mean, I think maybe the big opportunities are like a strategic situation where someone has a drop shipping site and then they could buy an Amazon site and then actually, you know, control a little bit more of the marketing for their site. Have you seen any of that sort of stuff going on?
Not personally, but I've like anecdotally seen it. Yeah, I think there are people out there who have been doing it for years. Where so Matt Diggity, for example, he's got quite a lot of experience with buying a site, taking out the Amazon links and replacing with like say share a sale links or some private links. If you've got a niche where you've done it before and you know it works, and you can now buy other Amazon affiliate sites in that niche, or yeah, you own the product yourself, so you can chop it out that way. I think that is an opportunity. But I think there's going to be some niches where it just doesn't make sense to switch, and Amazon is still going to be more profitable than replacing it. Just less profitable than it was a week ago.
Sure. And I was chatting with Jesse Lakes, and he did a little more research than I did. So I'll just repeat what he said. And Amazon has a market share of like 38%. Walmart's at number two with 5%. So
Yeah.
pretty dramatic. And you could try to go to Walmart, but you're going to have to sell and get so much more traffic that, you know, there's not much you can do perhaps other than just try and diversify a little bit. Now, From the sites that you're managing, you mentioned there's 40 sites under management at Onfolio. How many, like, what's the makeup for monetization, just in a general sense, for Amazon versus other affiliates versus display ads and so on?
I don't know the exact makeup. We've got a large number of sites that are like 100% not Amazon, so they're obviously fine, not a big deal. Then we've got a large number of sites that are probably 50% Amazon, and then there's a couple where maybe they're like 75% or more Amazon. So those ones are feeling the pinch a bit. Some of them are in niches where the category actually didn't get affected or only got affected a tiny bit. So, like, the PC space didn't get affected, for example. And then others, yeah, there's a couple where, the change has been quite brutal. And one or two of those sites don't really have any choice because maybe 75% of their Amazon purchases were not through direct links. You start recommending something else, unless they're paying you like 80% commission, it's not going to cover the gap. It's not going to beat what you get from all the other Amazon sales. So, like if you were in a niche where people were buying something for like $100 and then maybe they were buying a few other things for $10, if you just find direct affiliate programs for that $100 thing and they pay, say, 15, 20% and it converts, then yeah, absolutely change the links. That's going to more than make up for the fact that you're losing the like all the cross sales and the other stuff. But in a lot of niches, a lot of sites, we're not going to be able to do that. So it's just kind of, let's just go out and get more traffic is kind of the the solution there.
Okay. So overall, it sounds like there's an impact to some sites, but generally the portfolios are in pretty good shape.
Yeah, and I mean, interestingly enough, yesterday was the first day where I saw my Amazon dashboard, and it's like, it's the first day of the new rates, and a lot of the sites are still making more than they were making before the coronavirus, and that's probably why Amazon did the rate cut, because we're making so much more money on our Amazon sites without doing any extra work, just because everyone's buying from Amazon. And so even going down to 3%, some of our sites are still making more. But what sucks is long term, when that kind of corona traffic leaves, Amazon's not going to go, oh, okay, here's 8% again. So that's where it's going to suck. But for now, it's like, well, actually, my sites are I'm still going to have a record month. So